Hello everyone, welcome to today's product review video. I was at Adepticon and ran across the table out there, guys called Trenchworx. They make basically resin vehicles. And now granted, this particular video is about a review of their specific White Scout car. So check them out to see if there's other kits you might be interested in, regardless of what game you play. When I looked at their material, it all looked consistent. So I think what I say about this kit will apply to almost every kit out there. There are some specific exceptions that I think I would make, but that's coming from a very strict scale modeling perspective. But from a gamer's perspective, I think whatever I say here in this video kind of applies to the rest of their line, at least from what I saw at the conference or convention. All right, so the box comes, the kit comes in this box, nicely solidly packed, and when you open her up, there's an instruction sheet, and everything is bubble wrapped. Now, talking to the guys at Trenchworx, who were, the actual two guys involved in this, their goal is to try to make good quality vehicles and models with as few parts as possible, having all the details. So this kit, a White Scout car, essentially breaks down, if you ignore the guns themselves, it breaks down to 8 pieces, which is a very simple model to put together. So let's take a look at the parts as a whole. When you look at the casting quality of the model itself, and there is the main body right there. Now here's where we're going to put the front winch roller. You can see all the detail molded on. Now one thing that's different between this kit and some of the others out there is, especially Warlord, though I'm not comparing this Warlord kit to this one per se, I will make the one note though that this lacks a lot of the molded on stowage that you'll see on many kits out there. And the White Scout car kit for Warlord games, they actually have a lot of stowage already molded in. This one doesn't. This has essentially the stowage that comes with the vehicle, such as the tools and the jerry cans. Other stowage like blankets, bedrolls, toolboxes, you name it, extra cans, whatever else they can think of, that's all separate. So you can buy anyone's stowage kit and go ahead and add it on. But this is modeled with the armored visor down. The actual windows are sealed up. They're not always see-through. I'll probably just drill those out to at least give some perception of see-through and depth. On the sides, the doors are shut, the armor plate's up, and the vision slits are covered over with basically the armor slides down. So this thing is pretty much buttoned up. You see here, both of these armored slits, the armor panels are raised so the driver and passenger can see out. On the sides, they're lowered. Okay. The detail with all the rivets are relatively decent. They're not too large. They're relatively low relief, so they don't stand out obtrusively. They're just thick enough and deep enough to really allow you to see and sense the riveting detail. Hinges are on, the panels are solid. They look really nice. On the hood, nice simple detail, but it's all there. I like what they've done with the headlights in kind of a compromise to the complexity of the part itself. They tried to mold in the cage, so you've got slight recessed. See if you can see those. See the checker pattern of the light cage. So as opposed to trying to kind of blob the detail together or try to make a bunch of fiddly parts, they kind of did that quick casting, and it actually looks pretty good because they're really fine scale headlights. So they fit real nice in there. They look right. They don't look overgrown. I kind of like the way they look. Let's take a look at some of the detail parts. Alrighty then. Okay. There's the wheels themselves. See if I can get this focused in real nice. See, the details are really crisp. And they will glue into these white metal axle pieces. Actually, the press fit real nice right now, at least a little bit there. And this will slide into here. And there's the wheel mounted. Yeah, that's the way it's mounted right. So it just drops into the slot. And it looks really, really simple, easy to glue together. The front one, there's a left and a right, so there's a guide there. That drops right in. Oops, sorry. See, there's a guide right there. There's definitely a left and right, and it just drops in. Again, there's very little. There's a little bit of flash, but nothing that can't be removed, like this piece right here. These are white metal, so they're not lead, so they're not as soft as some kits out there. Let's just take a look at what that looks like mounted in the. So there it is. Okay, not that bad. Again, this goes in here. This is gonna require a little bit of sanding to take down those raised nubs there, gates, but that'll drop into this. It'll drop right into there. So it'll go just like this, and there it is. Okay. Right. Now, one of the cool things about this particular kit is it includes what you'd expect to have is the Browning 30 caliber machine gun right there in its gun position. Now the gun positions, they'll glue into the side along that rail. So look at the detail on that gun. I'm going to take that piece of flash off real quick. Okay, there. Come on, let's see if we can focus it. There it is. Look at the detail. Now this is white metal, so it's not as soft as the lead. It won't bend as easily. It will still bend, but it'll be at least a little bit more durable. Now what's nice about this is they not only include the Brownings, but they also included Vickers, in case you want to model this as part of the British Army. It's a nice, very nice rendering of both machine guns. And one of the pieces that blows my mind is the actual Browning 50 cal. Take a look at the detail on this one. Again, white metal, so it's not a lot of, it's not light. It can break, but again, it's not as bendable as lead. So I really do like the details. And because this will be sticking out over the front of the vehicle, it won't be quite as prone to damage as these machine guns sticking out the sides. I'll probably end up magnetizing those, but I don't know for sure. Okay, alright. So, if you look at the detail inside, now that's the next piece to look at. See if we can get a better look light here. See, look, This is basically the 7-passenger configuration of seats and tool chest. This will be perfect for a command car. But it's all very sharp. The seats are, it's almost like there's a false bottom, the way they molded it. It's almost like they'll be sitting cross-legged if you're looking at full depth. So, but it only makes sense because you have to keep this bottom thick enough to withstand pressure. So you're going to lose some detail there. But I still think that it's acceptable considering what we're doing in the gaming space. But they even have the rivets back in here along that gusset plate. Let's see if you can see them there. Dashboard has instrument panel. I hope they come out with figures for these. Yeah, steering wheel would be nice. I have to mount that one. So the detail is very crisp, and it's a very clean model. There's not going to be a lot of sanding required, at least not on the main hull. Probably we'll need some on some of the parts to get rid of the gates and things, but otherwise, overall, it's a really nice kit. It's on par with Warlord. The price for this one was, at least. So it's really your choice. I think this is a very good buy for the detail you get. And if you take a look at some of the other vehicles they have, you'll see the quality of the castings across the board. I hope you do find models you like out there. I personally am going to be buying some other models from them. I hope they come out with some of the more obscure vehicles I like, especially in the Polish Army. We'll see how that plays, but I think they're relatively new, but they're doing good work based on what I see here. Even the jerry can detail alone, you can see here on the side, that jerry can, even though it's mounted to the hull, there is some relief behind it. You can actually, it looks like it's glued on. I don't know how they did that, but it looks like I said, it doesn't have that molded on look to it. Even the tools themselves are nice and crisp. They don't look as molded on as they really are. So, alright, so that's the Trenchworx white scout car. And I personally am glad I bought it. You've got very clear instructions. They're just pictograms, basically. So, just shows you, basically what's what and where things go. And you can follow the arrows. It's very simple, one sheet of paper, and that's all you need to build it. I can't wait to put this together and get it painted. That will be on the docket. Alright, so there's the White Scout car from Trenchworx. Hope if you're interested in anything 28mm World War II, and this might be something good for you to look into. They have a lot of vehicles in that range. Again, the casting quality I think is very, very good compared to a lot of other models manufactured out of there. So I think you're getting a good product when you buy their stuff. So all right, thanks for sticking with me through this video. I hope you found it useful, and just give me some feedback below. Thanks for sticking with me. Share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye bye.